Eritreans.
I stay there.
You stay there?
I stay in Munyonyo.
We have a number of Eritreans. I'm only lucky that I've not encroached on our Wasoga tradition, but I would have complained. But they have taken over. So if you register them legally, what is this legality? Are they allowed also to operate salons? Are they allowed to do pedicures? Because they are doing this. The housing system in that area, now the internal affairs, are these people legally having working permits? So I'm interested, really it's very good that you prioritize that to legalize, but to what extent?
Okay.
And what's their legal document? And what's the mandate? Otherwise, I cannot, I'm a member of parliament, but I can't afford to rent a room for my concubine on that road, because the apartments, they are very expensive.
You take on an Eritrean who is already renting.
Work permit. That is not the responsibility of NIRA. We legalize them for purposes of identification. Then as to whether they work or don't, that's immigration. But then the government policy is if a refugee can support himself or herself, that eases the burden on government. So we encourage them to support themselves. They are not refugees out of their own volition. They have been forced into these circumstances. So when they are here, we encourage them to work so that they can support themselves other than, living off the taxpayer. Yeah.
On the opportunities of Ugandans. Your citizens are being marginalized.
I don't think so, Honorable Sechikubo. I think these refugees engage where Ugandans have not seen opportunity. Because, wait a minute, if the Ugandans had seen that opportunity, like they have dominated border, you don't see refugees, you don't see refugees doing it. Like driving taxis, I don't see refugees driving taxis. These refugees and foreigners engage where Ugandans have not seen that opportunity. We should encourage Ugandans to dominate those trades rather than complain about competition.
Honorable Chair, the Honorable Minister, he doesn't see. I would like to interest you. There are even
He
Ubers.
doesn't sit in the lead car.
No, he's always driven very fast.
I have 2 eyes and glasses.
Okay, but then, thank you.
Be Rosemary to comment on registration of refugees within the ambit of alien registration, which is also part of your docket. Administrative registration is OPM for relief for other things, but the requirement to register aliens is under her.
Okay.
It was observed when analyzing registration of foreigners or illegal registration of foreigners that there are only 2 ways a foreigner enters the country. Errors committed on IDs by NIRA.
Very important.
The law is categoric that the cost will be borne by the organization and the client doesn't pay anything. These account for about 5 to 10% of the change in particulars, and even the system setting or configuration does not require a client to pay. On the issue of integration of fragmented systems, we have, in the new system that we have rolled out, we have integrated birth registration with the NSIS, or what we call the new generation capability, meaning that if a child's details are submitted with no contradiction on the parent's information, the child will instantly get a NIN within 1 day. So we are working now with Ministry of Health on giving health facilities, high birth rate health facilities, tools. We are working with UCC to whitelist the link for birth, so that if someone is entering it, they don't need data. And also we have unified the form with Ministry of Health, because one of the problems was that a midwife who is already stretched was required to fill a Ministry of Health form, a NIRA form, and any other development partner form.
Now you have one.
Now we have one form for all of us will get information from that form. So there has been progress made on that side. 71%. Yes, please.
High percentages are born under TBAs, traditional birth attendant.
Prior, we used to put out the names and hang them at sub-counties. But the Personal Data Protection Act has restrained us from such, because you may not disclose the particulars of a person without their consent. So therefore, we are trying to, as much as possible, as you noticed in our priorities, to promote outreaches where we can reach people as close as possible to where they are, or take advantage of other means of communication like the radios and others to communicate and invite people to pick their cards. On the issue of persons who are not recruited, I wish to say recruitment was something that we worked in close tandem with the Ministry of Local Government. In some districts, for example, let me not mention the districts, even many people didn't have even the minimum qualifications even after we lowered them. But also because of the amount of money and the amount of work, we experienced a very high attrition rate. A very, very high attrition, yes. Because we are charging 40,000 shillings a day, and for the amount of work that the person does, it was considered too little. So yes, very few people were, interested. In the urban area, because that money is available, in the rural area, they could get the same 40,000 a day from another activity. In the rural area, because of the fact that some even typing or entering data in a computer, the skills may not be readily available. On the matter of 149 vacancies, what is the way forward? I thank you for the opportunity to present before you. I wish to make a strong case for NERA in this regard. NERA from inception has never operated at full capacity. And yet we serve 45.9 million people. It cannot be overemphasized. This staffing of 571 is far below the need. So we are requesting that at least let's start there.
Okay.
But there is a strategic one, Mr. Chairman. Madam EDB of the matter. NERA has not finalized the new draft strategy.
Integration between that data set and the NERA data set was resulting into people sneaking in and also registering as citizens. So that is one of the reasons that Cabinet took a decision that there must be a way in which we receive that information, deduplicate, and ensure that somebody who is registered as a refugee, unless they go through the specified procedure, does not end up registering as a citizen. So we've been given at a technical level access to some of these data sets and to support this registration to an extent. And the law is going to be reviewed to make the process simple for both OPM. It's the responsibility in law of OPM, but there are certain areas that need validation in order to have for services like birth and death registration, and also there are other areas that need validation in relation to not registering a refugee as a citizen. So we are working with that at a technical level, and also working through with OPM.
Because the way he was laughing at you, I don't know. Honorable Sechikubo, please, you will